Now, for those of you who are being ganged up on by abusive family members or coworkers in a toxic workplace environment, it can be a very discouraging feeling to witness all of these people come together. And it seems like they're getting along while attacking you. Until you finally realize that the only reason they're coming together is to attack you. And then you'll realize that the narcissistically abusive people don't even like each other. It's just that you brought them together. That's right. Congratulations. You unified people who hate each other by giving them something in common, an outside person to hate. Let's talk about this. My name is Kevin, and this is The Royal We. Now, before I continue with this very important message for you, I want to let you know that I'm here to support you. Down in the description box below this video, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments with me. In addition to that, I do have a coaching program where I coach every day, Monday through Friday. It's live with questions and answers. So if you'd like to spend that time with me each and every day with a growing community, then head on down there and get scheduled. Now then, we are talking about bringing narcissistically abusive people together in order to hate you. Yes, you can unify people who hate each other. Narcissistically abusive people, it's not that they just dislike you, they dislike everybody. Most of the time, they dislike themselves. But oftentimes, even a family dynamic or a coworker dynamic where you have a bunch of people who really don't like each other, they will settle to have a common enemy, which brings them together. And sadly, they even get excited about it. This is very sad, even in family dynamics, where a family builds their joy and their connection off of mutually attacking an outsider. Story time. I was dealing with some people some time ago, a group of people. We were all getting together for dinners. And the dinners we would have once a week. And it was partly my idea. I was the one who initiated everybody coming together to have dinners. I did not realize that I was dealing with narcissistically abusive personalities, or another way to say it, people that are just full of hate, people who are full of anger. Essentially, this is what narcissistically abusive people are. They are hate-filled, raging individuals. They're mad at the world. They're mad at what they don't have. They're mad at everything. Call it trauma. Call it evil. I typically call it evil. It's not trauma-related. It's just their nature. They're hateful people. They think the world owes them something. Anyways, that's a side note. I didn't realize this, but I made the mistake of thinking, hey, well, let's all get together and have dinner. You know, we'll do this thing every week. And I was excited about it. And like with most people, my experience in the beginning with these people was good. How many of you have dealt with narcissistically abusive people who became very abusive, but in the beginning, everything was cool, right? And so the mistake I made was having dinner every week. I kept this thing going. Things happened. Whatever words were spoken, suddenly I became enemy number one, which is, for those of you who dealt with narcissistically abusive people, you know what that looks like. I was in a place where nothing I could say would fix or help or solve the problem. I tried apologizing for anything I may have done. I reached out to each one of them individually. I went to church leaders. I prayed for them. I tried talking with them. And as you know, all you do with narcissists is dig a bigger hole anytime you're trying to work things out with them. How many of you have been there? Say I. Yes. If you're trying to fix a problem with them, you're only digging yourself in a bigger hole. In their sick, twisted minds, you're apologizing or you trying to work things out is either a sign of weakness to them or it's a sign of admitting that you are the problem, which fuels them and gets them more excited. Well, and here's the deal. This is what I discovered. They started to really get along and enjoy each other's company, but really kick up the abuse and the jabs and the digs and the rage. And they were taking turns, taking shots at me on social media and even in person until I backed out of the dinners. And now watch this. This is where it gets very interesting. I backed out of the dinners. I didn't want to go anymore. And so they put up a fight. And this is what's weird about narcissistically abusive people, right? They fight you when you're there. And then when you don't show up, which you think is the right thing, right? It's like, okay, you want to fight me? I won't show up. And then they fight you for not showing up too. How many of you have experienced that? You try to get away and they fight you. Oh, no, you're not going to get away. They get mad, they get angry, they start accusing you and oh, the word starts soaring all over the place. The smear campaign is lost. They're really thrashing about like they don't want you to go. And so this is where it gets confusing. They treat you horribly when you're there, but they don't want you to go. Why? Well, here's what I discovered. As I bowed out, I went no contact with these people, stopped the dinners that I started with them to begin with. Here's what happened within a period of a couple of months. They stopped getting together. They stopped those dinner nights. All of them did. And I stepped back and I said, well, trip out on that. I heard it through the grapevine. I found out so-and-so they don't get together anymore. And they made up different excuses as to why they don't have time anymore. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. You know, when I was there and they were being abusive towards me, taking jabs at me, they couldn't all wait to get together. But now I'm withdrawn. My presence is withdrawn from them. And they're no longer getting together. Why? I'll tell you what it doesn't mean. It doesn't mean they really like each other. It doesn't mean they love each other and have a great relationship. Otherwise, they would have continued to get together every week, carrying on that dinner, and forever and ever, I would be the bad guy. The one who really needed to go. But as it ends up, I left, and they all disbanded. What it taught me is this very valuable lesson that I'm here to share with you, is that these people, these personalities, they don't even like each other. They don't come together because they really care about each other. They don't come together as a family or as siblings because they really love each other. However, if there is a reason for them to come together, such as a common enemy, which with narcissistically abusive people, that's what they need. You see, because the reason they don't come together means that they don't really like each other. It's such a level of indifference that they probably hate each other. They probably pick on each other, and they've learned over time, I'm just going to stay away, right? They don't come together. But when they have fresh meat, so to speak, an innocent person like myself or you, who's not really experienced in their level of game playing in the world, we go into that trap. We become the target. They have something that's exciting. Who we get someone to attack. Not only that, but they get excited about it because for once, again, in their miserable lives, their lack of connection with their own family members, their own friends, they now have a reason to connect. They have a reason now to pat each other on the back. And that reason is, say, good job, you attacked that bad person, that mean person over there. They have justification for their narcissistic rage. They can high-five each other and pretend they like each other. Why am I telling you this? Because you have more power than you realize. If you are the one person who is in a situation being ganged up on by a family or by coworkers or by some weird group of friends that you shouldn't be involved with, the power that you have is this. You're the one holding them together. They're attacking you. They're high-fiving each other, playing grab ass with each other, whatever they're doing, simply because you're there unifying them. Remove yourself. Go no contact. Move out of state. I did. Get away from people like that. Don't be a unifier. Don't unify narcissistically abusive people. Don't be the one who creates a gang when you have the power to disperse the gang of narcissists. And how do you do that? You remove yourself. Why does this work? Well, because automatically they're going to go right back into having nothing to come together for, and they're going to go back to, I really don't like you. I don't like you. They hate each other. So for a brief moment of time, you saved a group of narcissistic people from hating each other and allowing them to bond in a sick way. What I'm telling you isn't good. Many of you, I might be talking about your family, and it's kind of sickening that families exist out there that they can only bond when they have a common enemy. Other than that, they hate each other, right? Or a workplace environment. You're the fresh meat, someone for them to hate on, which means they get to joke and actually feel like they're bonding. You remove yourself. they get to go, or they have to go right back to hating each other again. Sure, you may be the talk of the town for a while, the smear campaigns, the attempts to bring you back in, which is really nothing more than their attempt to hang on to their bond. See, this gives another reason as to why they don't want you to go anywhere. Because you leaving takes away their bond, takes away their unity. Now they got to stand back and look at each other again and say, oh yeah, you're you. I really don't like you. You're you too. We are the family of jerks. See, it's much better for them. It's much more freeing for them to be able to come together and say, no, you're the problem. And we are all together. They're not really together. It's fake. They hate each other. But you're unifying them. So stop being the one unifying these bozos, these narcissistically abusive people, whether it's family or coworkers. Be the one to leave. And by leave, I mean say goodbye forever. And don't go back. And watch them dismember and fall apart and go right back into hating each other and resenting each other's lifestyle choices and whatever else. And you just move on with your life. Amen. As I said before, I'm here to support you. Down in the description box, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments with me. I do take telephone calls as well as video calls through Zoom, WhatsApp, and FaceTime. It's all available for you, so head on down there, schedule that time with me. Also, the coaching program is available. It's $49 for an entire month of spending one-on-one time with me each and every day with a growing community of people. So if this sounds good to you, head on down there, and I'll be back with more videos for you right here on the Royal We. Now, before I leave, I encourage you to watch this video. This video is put up by the YouTube algorithm because it's spying on what you watch, and therefore it's making a best recommendation. I'd believe it. Watch it. Check it out. Let me know what you think. I'll be back right here on the Royal We.